10th day of our research talk series conducted by Postgraduate Department of Commerce, Mahatma Gandhi College, Trivandrum, in association with the Indian Accounting Association. Today, with us, Dr. Sashikala, Assistant Professor, Punjabi University. The topics for discussion: how to write a research report. Our discussion starts. Before discussion starts, we'll have a silent prayer and Acharya Anusmarana. Thank you all. Now I invite Dr. Pradeep Kumar N, Assistant Professor and Department Research Coordinator, Mahatma Gandhi College, Trivandrum, for the welcome address.
Good evening, one and all. Respected Head of the Department, Dr. Dilip A.S., respected key person and the resource person of the day, Dr. Shashikala Agarwal, and the coordinator, Dr. Vinod A.S., and the other faculty members of various colleges in online, research scholars and students. So this is the 10th and last day of our workshop series, and the topic here is how to present a report, research report. Even though whatever we done in our research work, it will be useful and it will be very informative only if it is writing in a smooth way, or it should be presented very well. And for this, we have a resource person, Dr. Shashikala Agarwal, and she's the founder of App EduSem and have her own YouTube channel, Economics and Law Success Mantra. And her qualifications were MBA, MA Economics and PGDCA. And she had 24 years of work experience and contributed many books to many universities. And her main area of interest was finance and law. And she had 15 publications in national and international journals in her credit. So Shashikala Agarwal, madam, is the right person for this section, which is very much needed for our research work. So on behalf of the Department of Commerce, Mahatma Gandhi College, I heartily welcome ma'am to this session. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Then we will do the key person for all the webinar series, all the workshop series is our head of the department, Dr. Dilip A.S. He is the main person behind this idea and providing us all the help for this webinar workshop series. So I welcome Dr. Dilip A.S. To this session. And the person behind this, Dr. Vinod A.S. is the coordinator of this 10-day program, arranged very well, and it is in a systematic way. And you already know that it is recording every day, and it will be available in our WhatsApp group. So it is very successfully he is planning. So I welcome the coordinator also to this program. Now I wish to welcome all the dignitaries in online, the faculty members, research scholars, and students. So once again, I welcome all of you to this session. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pradeep. Over to you, ma'am. You can start your session.
Sir, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm very grateful to Postgraduate and Research Department of Commerce, Mahatma Gandhi College, Trivandrum, for giving me this opportunity to deliver a talk on the topic, how to write a research report. Good evening, respected principal, sir, head of the department, Faculty of Commerce and Management, Dr. Pradeep, sir, and participants, and the special thanks to Dr. Vinod, sir, for inviting me to deliver a talk on how to write a research report. Hopefully, I do justice to the topic. How to write research report will be narrating in the context of writing PhD thesis. Examples, they're also taken in the context of how to write PhD thesis effectively. Students generally do the research because they have to get their degree complete, like MBA, MCom, or MPhil, or to get their PhD degree. So, what is the meaning of research? Research is finding solution to some problem. Research is the systematic process. Systematic means we have to done in a systematic, chronological order. It's a systematic process of collecting the information, then analyzing to finding the solution to the problem. Or we could say the research has to be done thoroughly, orderly, and it has to be logical investigation of an area of knowledge or a problem. So what is the meaning of report? When we are doing the research, when we have identified our problem, then we have collected the data, then we have analyzed the data, then we have to write a report. So report is the clearly structured. So what is the meaning of structured? It has to be logical, it has to be presented in a chronological manner. And report is a clearly structured document which presents the information about an investigation. It is a self-explanatory statement of facts which are related to some specific problem which is having some specific objective. And the purpose is to preparing it to provide information for the purpose of decision making. So we could say report is a summary of the finding, and it also gives the recommendation to the particular problem. So what is a thesis? Thesis or dissertation is a research report. So what is the basic objective of research report? Is to communicate the objective of the work done, the procedure which are used in sufficient detail, so that the work could be reproduced. There should be discussion of the results and conclusion, and there should be recommendation. It also gives the list of symbols which are used and references which have been cited in the body of the report. It should have also appendix that contains the additional information, and it is also a part of the thesis. Generally, thesis, why do we submit thesis? As I earlier said, students, they have to do the research. They have to submit their report for getting their master degree, MBA, MCom, or MPhil. Or the students who are doing PhD, definitely, if they want to get the PhD degree, they have to submit their thesis. A thesis statement clearly identify the topic which we are going to deal in the thesis. PhD thesis is a very complex and complicated piece of work. Generally, it is said कि जो बंदा PhD करता है पागल हो जाता है. So it is PhD thesis provide us the thorough knowledge about the research field that we have done, on the basis of which we have presented the thesis. Generally, when we are doing the research, we identify our area of the research. It could be marketing, it could be finance, it could be human resource management, it could be banking. Then we have to identify the problem that relating to that research area. When we identify the topic, so our research becomes narrowed down, because here the focus is made on some specific problem. Like my thesis was determinant of underpricing of equity IPOs in Indian capital market, which are registered at the National Stock Exchange. So when we have identified the title of the problem, it provides us to the direction. Then we collect the data. On the analysis of the data, we present the conclusions. Thesis always take a stand and justify our research. It also provide the research gap on the basis of which the research could be carried on further. So what are the features of the research report? It's a complete and compact document which provide the updated information about a specific problem. Here the facts, figures, conclusion, and recommendation, they are presented in a logical manner. And the research report has to be in written form. It is a self-explanatory document. It's the detailed document because it covers all aspects of the subject matter. It is also a permanent record. Points to be considered before writing a thesis. thesis writing is a very complex and tedious task, but it's a matter of great importance for respective academic field. We have to plan the structure of thesis carefully with our supervisor. And it is suggested, it is recommended, before writing the thesis, we should have 2 or 3 templates of thesis in our area. So we could have the knowledge how to read the thesis. And these templates, they have to be read and observe how they have written. And we could use the services of professional when we have written the thesis. Sometimes our English is not very good. So we can use the services of professional to edit our thesis. Generally, when we are doing PhD or when we are doing research while getting the master degree, so we are generally very confused. Which chapter we have to write the first? So create rough draft. So you could refine your chapters. And if you want your thesis should be effective, edit is the success mantra to get better and effective results. Generally, when we write the thesis, when we are having rough ideas, when we are just preparing the rough draft, it should not be written in a chronological order. Like first we will be devoting time to the introduction, then to the literature review, then to the research methodology. No. We have to work on each chapter while it is fresh in mind. Like when you have submitted your research proposal and you have to review the literature first, because review of the literature will provide you all the information. All the key to the trade is hidden in the review of literature. So think carefully before writing. And when you are collecting the data, maintain a diary. So because the research methodology chapter is written at the end, so whatever data you are collecting, the entry has to be maintained in a diary that I have collected this data from this source. So this is the sequence of presentation of the thesis. Preliminary. Under preliminary, it is the cover page, front cover, title page, declaration by the student, declaration by the supervisor, certificates, abstracts, and acknowledgement, which I will be explaining in further slides. In the thesis body, there is a table of contents, list of symbols, figures, tables. Thesis body includes the review of literature, research methodology, data interpretation and analysis, and the summary part, and the bibliography. Appendix could be attached to the thesis if it contains additional information which is not possible to give in the thesis. So these are the points to be considered before writing thesis. Like I want to do research. So I have to identify, like I have identified my area of research is finance. Then I have to identify then I have to collect certain research papers. Then we have to identify the research gap. On the basis of research gap, which the earlier researcher have identified, on the basis of which the further research could be carried on. So we have to identify the problem on which we want to work. So we have to make a research proposal. Like the students, they are always in a hurry to complete the research proposal. But research proposal should be prepared very carefully. And you should take as much time as you could take for preparing the research proposal. Because the research proposal contains the objective and the scope of your study. If we have identified the wrong objective, then definitely we will not be able to do the search. After registration, again we have to read the research paper, because earlier I said it is the literature review which provides the keys to the trade. Everything is hidden in the research paper. You will not believe I have read my research paper 50 times to understand what my concept is. And then we have to start collecting the data. After collecting the data has to be presented in table, graphs, etc. Then we have to do the analysis. We have to identify what are the statistical tools which could be applied for the purpose of analysis of the data. When our analysis is complete, then we have to start writing the thesis. So these are some technicalities, but these depends upon the university. They prescribe the technicalities for writing the thesis. Like generally, paper format, standard A4 format is used, and generally it is said there should be same margin, top, bottom, right, and left. The text should be in 12-point characters, and there should be space of 1.5. Footnote should be in 10-point character. Text and footnote, they should be justified. We should choose a commonly used font. Generally, Times New Roman is preferred. We should use capital letters, highlighting something, or intending to differentiate between main and subchapters. There should be page number, but it should always be in the same size. The first title page should be produced according to the rule of the institute for which we are registered. So now we will understand structure of thesis. The cover page of a PhD thesis must declare the title of the research. The researcher can choose a logo of the university or the department on that page. Title page. The page for the title page that comprise the title of thesis. And it should be written very carefully, because when I was doing when I submitted the thesis, generally what title I wrote on my research, the title which I wrote on my thesis and the title which I have registered as a student for PhD, there was slight deviation. Like I have used the semicolon, but there was not semicolon. So you have to check slight things also in the title. Title of the PhD thesis should be in capital letter. You have to indicate the name of the research scholar who's submitting the PhD, name of the department, name of the university, name of the degree program, name of the supervisor, and date of submission. So this is the title page. This is a specimen of my student, Miss Manpreet Kaur. The title is in capital letter, Effect of Peer Group Environment on Consumer Inclination Towards the Sale Promotion. So a degree, it's a thesis presented to Faculty of Business Studies of Punjabi University, Patiala, in fulfillment of the requirement for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management. Then on the left side, it is the research supervisor, and on the right side, it is the submitted by the student. At the end, it is the logo of the university and the department, the name of the department for which the research scholar Ms. Manpreet Kaur had been registered. So these are the declaration which has to be made by the student. The work which is given in the PhD thesis, presented in the PhD thesis, is a bona fide work carried under the supervision of guide. It has to be properly signed by the candidate, and it should be countersigned by the supervisor, certifying that the above statement made by the candidate is correct to the best of my knowledge. Again, this is a specimen which I have taken from the University National Institute of Technology. Declaration, thesis title, degree for which the thesis is submitted. This is the declaration which is made by the student. I declare that the presented thesis represents largely my own ideas, work in my own words, where other ideas or words they have been included, I have adequately cited and listed in the reference material. The thesis has been prepared without resorting to the plagiarism. I have adhered to all the principles of academic honesty and integrity. No falsified or fabricated data have been presented in the thesis. I understand that any violation of the above will cause for disciplinary action by the institute by revoking the conferred degree. If conferred, can also evoke penal action from the sources which have not been properly cited or from whom prior permission has not been taken. It has to be signed by the students. It has to mention its enrollment or registration number. It has to be countersigned by the supervisor, certifying that the work is bona fide. Then another certificate is there which has to be given by the supervisor, a certificate which is signed by the supervisor, certifying that thesis entitled embodies the work carried by my candidate. So there are acknowledgement because the research scholar wants to thank the people who assisted him or her in compiling and writing up the information in thesis. Abstract. Abstract is also called the executive summary. The abstract must summarize the content of the thesis, not merely say what it is about. Generally, it is written in the last because when everything is ready, then it has to be written. It provides the main ideas in summary form. Abstracts presents the brief summary of thesis. What is the background of the research? What are the objective? What are the statistical tools? And what is the conclusion? In a very brief words, generally 300 or 350 words, the abstract is written. The aim of the abstract is to briefly provide the most important information from the entire thesis. An abstract generally contains the information which is given in the thesis. It will never contain any new information. So the table of content. It's just like an index. It is just like a map to the research work with specific page number. It declares all the headings and subheadings that are noted in the research work. Title of list of figures, graphs, and tables with the page numbers. So this is the just specimen, content, chapter, title, page number, declaration, supervisor certificate, acknowledgement, content, list of table, list of figures, list of graph, all with the page number. If it is in the soft copy, if you click on the blue, then it will take to the respective page. Introduction, that is the first chapter of the thesis. In the introduction chapter, like the chapter is 1. So subheading will be 1.1 and the further 1.2 Indian, like this is the introduction of my research. It was related to underpricing of IPOs. So in the introduction, I have written about the underpricing and what is the significance of underpricing at the global level, at the national level. So background of the research, why I'm carrying out this research. Then it was the mechanism this was the mechanism which is used in India for coming with the initial public offering. So Indian IPO process institutional setting, in this way I have written. Aim of the study, when we write the thesis, generally there is a lots of repetition. Research problem, conceptual framework, significance of the study, research approach, outline of the thesis is also given in the introduction. So the second chapter is review of literature, theoretical framework, empirical framework. This review of literature also covers the research gap, research question, conceptual model, and hypothesis which we want to prove, and the concluding remarks and the references. Each chapter we have to give the references. References means those material, those quotes which we have used in our thesis. So this is the third chapter, research methodology, which will provide us the idea of research design, how we are doing the research, how we are collecting the data, how we are taking the sample, what statistical tools we are using, what are the objective of the study, introduction, objective of the study, scope of the study, research design, sampling design, data collection method. Like my study was the data was collected from the secondary source, but sometimes it is through survey method. So we have to design the instrument, we have to design the questionnaire. Pilot study has to be conducted if we are collecting the data through survey, data interpretation and analysis, demographic profile of the respondent, and concluding remarks, and the end of the chapter, references. This is the data analysis and the interpretation, introduction, summary statistics, objective-wise analysis, concluding remark, and the summary, and the references. Fifth chapter, this is the last chapter, summary, finding, and implication. Here, what we have done in the fourth chapter, we have to summarize our finding. And we have to also mention what are its implications and the significance. What are the limitations of the study? What are the research gap which we are not able to cover? Future research direction and concluding remark, reference of the chapter 5 and overall bibliography. Now we will understand what is the chapter of introduction. So introduction is the first chapter and that is the face of the thesis. It should be written very carefully. Technically, it should be written after when all the chapters have been written. But sometimes, like my introduction chapter contains some material which was related to getting from the book. So I have a prepared rough draft of introduction when I was free. So use every minute of, if you are getting free time, don't wait. Just do some work related to your PhD. I was free, so I utilized every minute of my research. So I wrote the introduction chapter. So introduction is, what is it? What is the problem on which we are doing the research? Why? What is the logic? Why there is a need? When I do it, and what the methodology I will be using it to complete my research. So if your introduction contains some theory, if you're free, if you're having time, if you're having free time, use that time period. Introduction is the face of the thesis. It has to be polished many times to get the effective results. So it is the first chapter. It appears after the table of contents. It's very essential to draw the reader with strong beginning. So introduction has to be written in this manner, topic and context. How our research will be focusing, what is the scope of research, what is the need and importance, and the research hypothesis, and question if there is any objective, overview of the structure. As I earlier said, when we write the thesis, there's a lot of repetition. In every chapter, some things we have to repeatedly write. Even the introduction chapter, it will be containing some part of the research methodology, objective, and some part of this chapter of summary, the conclusion. Topic and context. It will be information about the topic and the background. What is our topic? What is the background of doing that research? What is the need and what is the significance of the research? Sometimes we have to give the data, like my research was related to the degree of marrying underpricing. So I have to give the facts and figures relating at the global level. How much the degree of underpricing exists. In India, how much the degree of underpricing exists. Sometimes we have to quote the material which is taken from the current journals or current magazines. So it will also provide the brief overview of the current state of the most relevant literature, and also write how you are going to address the problem or the gap. So question and objective, they are also important part of the introduction. Research question and objective, and briefly discussion of the research methodology, conceptual framework, which will be writing from the literature view. What are the independent factors? What are the dependent factors? So how they are related to each other, and the hypothesis. What are the statements which we want to prove, and overview of our research. So I have given some specimen. So introduction comes after this: certificates, acknowledgement, contents, list of tables, list of graph, list of figures, and the abbreviation. So this is again the introduction which I have written for my thesis, background of the research, Indian IPO process in institutional setting, money market, capital market, foreign exchange market, new issue market, method of floating new issues, issued investor intermediary, etc., etc. So what are the aim of the study, research problem, the conceptual framework, significance of the study, research methodology, and outline of the thesis and the reference. So this was the graphical in which I have presented my introduction, background of the research, Indian IPO process in institutional setting, aim of the study, significance of the study, research problems, the conceptual framework, significance of the study, and then the research approach, then the outline of the thesis. And here we also write in the introduction chapter, the overall structure of our thesis. So introduction, chapter 1, literature view. It will be in 2 parts, theoretical concepts and empirical studies. Theoretical concept justify because when we are doing the research, it is generally said there should be some theory. Theory should exist. So theoretical concept for the justification why we have taken that research. Research design to identify that this structure is also related to then there's a research design to identify the determinant of underpricing, evaluating the Indian IPO market performance. Chapter 4, determinant of underpricing, overall industry-wise, finance and non-finance. Chapter 5, chapter 6, and the analysis and discussion. And then there was synthesis of learning, conclusion, and suggestion for further research. Then there was bibliography. So look for the other example, that is the effect of peer group environment on consumer inclination towards the sale promotion. So in this way, my student has presented his introduction chapter. So how to write a literature review? Generally, literature review is a very important chapter. Generally, it is always ignored by the research scholar. Generally, it is said, cut, copy and paste. Why to waste time on the literature review? But it's a very important topic. It should not be done in this way. After registration, the next step of the researcher should be to collect quality research paper relating to his problem. And it has to be read many times to have the clarity of the topic. Because when we are reading the literature review, it provides us the thorough knowledge. Because all the procedures, they are hidden in the research paper. They will provide us the source of data. They will also help in identifying the research gap. They will also highlight what are the statistical tools which are used by the previous researcher. A directed search of published work, including periodical and books that discuss theory and present empirical results which are relevant to the topic. As a general rule, researchers should investigate previous research to see whether or not others may have already addressed similar research problem. Previous research may also exist in the public domain, so they are very much accessible. Researchers should look online, the internet and modern electronic search engine. They will provide you the latest research papers. So while a literature survey is common in applied research studies, fundamental requirement of basic search report. So literature review should be done very carefully. And literature never ends. But after registration, the first task is to make a literature review. Prepare a rough draft of the literature review chapter. So when we are reading the research paper, title is there, author's name is there, abstract, the summary of the research is there. There is an introduction, there is a literature review which is done by the researcher. A methodology is there, data analysis is there, conclusion is there. In the beginning, when we read the research paper, it is overhead translation. We never understand. When we are beginner, the research paper goes out of our head. It is why I said, when I was doing the research, I read every research paper 50 times so that I should have a thorough knowledge what I'm supposed to do. So generally read abstract. It will give you an idea of the research. So read the introduction. Last para of the introduction is very important because it will provide you the need of that study, objective of that study, and the brief summarization of the conclusion. Then we have to read the research methodology. And here you should read the analysis and finding, because here as a beginner we will not be aware of the statistical tools, so we will not be able to understand. Then in the initial stages, these are the things which we have to keep in mind. Abstract we have to read thoroughly, introduction we have to read. Last para of introduction is very important. Search methodology has to be read, and then we have to read the conclusion. On the basis of that, we are going to write the literature review. So when we are writing the literature review, objective of the study, data collection, what are the statistical tools are used, what is the finding, what is the research gap, conceptual model and hypothesis, and concluding remarks and the references. So this is the chapter of our literature review should cover. What is the objective of our study? How we are going to collect the data? How we are using statistical tool, finding the research gap, conceptual model and hypothesis, concluding remarks and the references. So literature review chapter will highlight the objective of the study, data collection, use of statistical tools, and the finding. In this manner, as we have read the research paper, so here when we are writing the literature review, we have to write the last name, Makwana, comma, Sharma and Arora, and 2014. The objective of the study was to explore the factor affecting consumers' brand switching behavior in telecommunication industry and compare brand switching behavior among male and female. Here I have written the objective. Then we have mentioned about the sample. Then I have mentioned how the data was analyzed. Then the conclusion. In this way, we have to write the literature review from the research paper. Sometimes, while doing the literature review, the researcher also provide the literature review in tabular form also. So our chapter 3rd is related to research methodology. And this is also very, very important. Because the research design is a logical and systematic plan which we have to prepare for doing the research. The research methodology highlights the objective of the study and the sources from where the data will be collected and what are the statistical tools we are going to use. So it is the blueprint for the collection, measurement, and the analysis of the data. So question again, when we are going to write the research methodology chapter. So generally, when it should be prepared, a question always pops in the mind. It always comes in the mind. When generally research methodology should be written after when 4th and 5th chapter they are ready. Then we have to write the research methodology. Then we have to prepare the rough draft of research methodology. When we are collecting the data, the source from where we have collecting the data, that entry has to be maintained in diary. So there should be no problem in writing the research methodology chapter. So what the research methodology chapter will cover? Brief introduction, objective of the study, scope of the study, so definition of the variables, how we are sample design, sampling techniques, how we have determined the sample size, how much sample we have taken, even the definition of the target population. Data collection, is it from the secondary source or is it from the primary source? How we are, is we using the standardized instrument? So how we are going to measure the variables? Sometimes to test the instrument, we are using the pilot study. So we have to check the reliability of that instrument. If the reliability is not satisfactory, then we again have to modify our instrument and do the pilot study. So then we are going also mentioning the statistical tools and techniques by which we are going to analyze our data. Then the concluding remarks and the reference of the research methodology. Then there's a 4th chapter, that is the data analysis and the interpretation. Here, when we are done with the literature review, when we are clear about the topic, when we are clear about the sources, then we start collecting the data. Either it is from the primary source or from the from using the questionnaire, or it could be both. So the chapter 4th is related to data analysis and interpretation. Chapter 5 is relating to summary, finding, and implication. And the summary, finding, and implication will be focusing on introduction, summary and finding, theoretical implication, managerial implication, limitation, further search direction, and the conclusion. At the end, it is the bibliography. In the chapter 4, data analysis and interpretation, here we have to, when we are doing the data analysis and interpretation, here again we have to do the data analysis in systematic manner. We will be doing the data analysis as per our objective. So data analysis and interpretation will be done in the 4th chapter along with objective wise, and also we have at the end we will be mentioning the brief interpretation. Chapter 5th will be highlighting the summary, finding and implication. That will be concluding what we have done in the 4th chapter. Introduction about our research. What is the summary and finding? What is the theoretical implication, managerial implications? What are the limitations of our study? And what are the further search and direction? What is the overall conclusion we have drawn from our research? At the end, it is the bibliography. When we write the bibliography, include not the just work cited. It is all the relevant material one draw upon to write the paper on the reader whole. We could use the modern language association that is used for the literature purpose. So bibliography is basically about the sources we have used, the sources which we have cited, and bibliography is appended to the research report. It contains all the work which the researcher has consulted. When we are writing the bibliography, it has to be arranged in alphabetically. It is divided into 2 parts: books and names of the magazines, and the newspaper articles. So we have American Psychological Association. That is for the purpose of writing the bibliography. When we are writing the bibliography for the books and pamphlets, name of the author, last name first, title has to be in the italic form, number of volumes, place, publisher, and the date of publication. So this is the specimen. Alexander is the last name, Kroll is the first name, 2001. Market Model, a guide to the financial data analysis, that is written in a italic form. New York, John Wiley and Sons, and that is the page number. Periodical, name of the author, last name first, title of the article in the inverted commas, name of the periodical has to be written in italics, the volume or volume numbers, date of the issue, and the pagination. So here again, Singh is the last number, last name Singh, PR, and the title is International Money Flow, which is written in italic form. The Yojana, Bhubaneswar, December 2010, and then there is a page. And with this, thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Now it's time for a discussion. Friends, if you have any queries regarding the topics that ma'am has discussed, you can switch on the mic and ask it directly. So a lot of thanks are coming there. Thank you so much, ma'am. You can look at the chat box. A lot of thanks are coming in the chat box. So thank you, dear friends.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Deepu Kumar, sir. Do you have any questions, sir?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I am doing a research in law.
Yes, sir.
The main problem is we have to use so many articles of Indian Constitution and judgments, etc. So the main problem is plagiarism.
Yes, sir.
So is there any, in the case of law, is there any exception in the right of plagiarism, etc.?
I think in our search, the plagiarism is less than 10. But as I have written the chapters in
Okay.
law, but they said that plagiarism could be possible 40 to 50%. You have to check how much plagiarism is possible for
Okay, we
writing.
cannot alter the Supreme Court and High Court judgments, etc. We have to include the judgments also. So it will
sir,
show
I
the
don't
plagiarism. Hello?
Sir, I don't have any idea regarding law because my research area is finance.
Okay,
So
okay, okay. I'm doing
Yes, sir.
research in law. Okay, okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
okay, okay.
Questions, please.
How to collect the certificates?
And we will send that feedback and certificate link after the session. We'll definitely do it. We'll get certificate and feedback link. Yes.
Madam, one question.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please.
Now, what is research gap?
Research gap, like I have done research in the determinant of underpricing of initial public offering. As the research gap was, there was there was basically they have measured the short-run performance, they have measured the long-run performance, but they have not done the industry-wise, they have not measured the degree of underpricing industry-wise. So in the research gap, they have identified, I could carry on the research on that. So research gap is given in the conclusion of the research paper. Okay, these are the further area which could be elaborated, or the limitation of the research paper. That is also a research gap.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Because when we are doing the research, it is not possible to cover each and everything. So we have to identify the research gap that is mentioned by the researcher in the conclusion or in the limitation of the study. So you have to identify those research gaps.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, a lot of questions are coming. Thank you messages are coming in the chat box. Thank you all.
Welcome.
I hope all of you have enjoyed the session. If you have no more questions, we'll move to the vote of thanks session. I invite Rakesh S, Assistant Professor Commerce. There is a question from Ashif Ahmed. The question is like this, ma'am. Can we already done a research work along with a new addition for comparison, or only can use previous result?
Like my research was, the period was covering 2006 to 2011. So the same research could be carried on 2012 to 2020, 21, because the data will be entirely different. But we have to be very smart. We have to make some changes in the title. But research could be carried on because sometimes the research which we have already done, there may be some changes. So the data will be different. The analysis will be different. Thank you, Ashfaq.
Okay. We'll go for a vote of thanks. Sorry, vote of thanks session. I invite Rakesh S, Assistant Professor Commerce, for delivering the vote of thanks.
Sir, Vinod sir, is it audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So thank you, Vinod sir. Respected resource person, Dr. Shashikala ma'am. Respected principal, Dr. Ampli ma'am. Head of the department, Dr. Dilip AS. Program coordinator, Dr. Vinod AS. Other organizing committee members and all my dear participants. On behalf of Department of Commerce, MG College, Trivandrum, I would like to take this opportunity to extend our sincere gratitude to Dr. Shashikala Assistant Professor, University School of Business Studies, Punjabi University, for this wonderful and informative session on how to write a research report. Ma'am, I am sure that the participants have gained a lot from your session on how to do a well-drafted research report. It was indeed an honor for being a part of this session. Thank you once again, ma'am. Next, I would like to express our gratitude to our principal, Dr. Ampli ma'am, then head of the department, Dr. Dr. Dilip AS, program coordinator, Dr. Vinod AS, other organizing committee members, and all the participants for the entire support and for the active participation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you, Principal, sir, Pradeep, sir, Rikesh, sir, and the participants. And special thanks to Dr. Vinod, sir, for giving
Thank
me
you,
the
ma'am.
opportunity to interact with the students and the faculty of the Research and Commerce Department. Sir, may I leave now?
Ma'am,